A wise saying goes, the way you do one thing is the way you do all things. But we often ignore this wisdom in our daily lives. We don't realize that the way we perform small tasks can have a significant impact on our overall lives. Once upon a time, there was an old carpenter who had spent his entire life building houses. He was tired of working long hours and wanted to retire and enjoy his golden years. So he decided to build one more house, and then he would stop. He went to his employer and said, "I'm too old to work. This will be my last house. After this, I want to retire." His employer agreed and gave him the blueprints and materials to start. The carpenter began to work, but instead of taking pride in his work and doing it well, he started cutting corners. He used cheap wood that was full of knots, nails that were too thin and flimsy, and he didn't even bother to measure twice before he cut. He just wanted to finish the house as quickly as possible so he could retire and go fishing. As the days passed, the house was finished. It was a sorry sight to behold. The walls were crooked, the roof leaked, and the whole thing looked like it would fall apart at the first sign of wind. But the carpenter didn't care. He had done his part, and that was enough for him. When his employer came to inspect the house, he was furious. "What kind of work is this? You've been a carpenter for over 40 years, and this is the best you can do!" The old carpenter just shrugged. "What can I say? I told you it was my last house. I'm too old to work anymore." His employer thought for a moment. Then he handed over the keys to the house and said, "You may be too old to work for me, but you're not too old to live. This house is your gift for all your years of service to me." The old carpenter was shocked. He hadn't expected that. He looked at the dilapidated house and realized that he now had to live in the very crooked house he built. The walls were so crooked that the windows didn't even close properly. The roof leaked every time it rained, and the floorboards creaked and groaned with every step. But the old carpenter had no choice. He moved into the house and tried to make the best of it. As he sat in the rocking chair on the rickety porch, he looked back on his life's work. He had built countless houses over the years, but now he understood that he had also built his own house. And the way he had built it made all the difference. He had taken shortcuts and done the bare minimum in his work, and now he was paying the price. The house he lived in was a reflection of the way he worked, and it was a sorry sight to behold. The old carpenter lived out the rest of his days in that house. He fixed the roof as best he could, but it always leaked a little bit. He made the floorboards a little less creaky, but they never quite stopped groaning. And he painted the walls until they were almost white, but they never quite looked straight. In the end, the old carpenter's house was a reminder to him and everyone who saw it that the work you do today is the life you live tomorrow. Always give your best! If you'll do your best, you won't have to live with the consequences of your laziness or carelessness, and you'll be able to look back on your life's work with pride. If you liked this story, please like and share. I will see you in the next video. Bye!